Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
Welcome on back. Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. And we're here on this Mother's Day evening to talk about Money in the Bank 2020. Your host, Mr. Eric, joined by my special guest this evening, starting with MJ Book. You all familiar with him? How's it going, sir?
It's good to be here. This was an interesting night, and can't wait to hear what everybody thinks.
And we're joined for the first time by my old friend, my OG friend. We go back to probably, 2005, 2006?
When I have a beer.
Steve, Mr. Wayne.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
What's going on?
Just another day's journey, and I'm so glad.
Yeah, man. So, I'll start with you. With the Fiend mask. I guess we'll get him in 5 weeks at Backlash.
Probably.
So, Steve, what'd you think of this show tonight, overall, before we go match by match?
Overall, okay, first, like, the Money in the Bank, I'm just going to start the last match. I like the format, but I think it was more entertaining than anything. Because I laughed with the Paul Heyman thing. When, what's her name, ran down the hallway and slipped. I got weak. And Otis he's just like, oh yeah, that I holler every time. But overall, it was a show. It gave us something to watch.
Yeah. All right, Mike. You know the drill.
This was definitely a show. It was something. Shit show is probably the word that I would think of first. Definitely one of the most interesting Money in the Bank pay-per-views I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with y'all. So we're not going to waste any time. Just going to get right into it. So the kickoff match, there was one match. There was Cesaro versus Jeff Hardy. They're kind of bringing back Jeff Hardy, give him one last run. I guess that's the whole push. And I thought this wasn't a bad match. Obviously, these two can work. Cesaro's always been a great worker. Hard-hitting match. I just didn't necessarily care because it's so new. I wish they would have given us Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville instead of this, honestly. Or definitely instead of another match on this card. But Jeff Hardy does pick up the win with the Swanton. I just gave it a C. I didn't think it was terrible, but as far as match from bell to bell, but my care factor was so low, so I just gave it a C. Did you see the kickoff, Mike?
I jumped into it too late. I didn't see that match, but it's a shame that they put them both on a pre-show.
It is.
That definitely should have been a part of the pay-per-view. Just as you said, there's one match that could have easily replaced. Easily.
Did you see the match, Steve?
I did see. I caught the middle. I didn't catch the beginning.
Well, did you grade anyway?
I did. I'm with you. I gave it a C. I just feel like you said, they could have gave us, instead of putting the match on Money in the Bank, they should have built up the story more and then gave us on the next pay-per-view. Yeah,
that would have made more sense. I think they kind of rushed that. And you had a story waiting in the wings, like I said, with Mandy and Sonya. You could just threw that
definitely.
on
there. Yeah.
Instead of wasting it on SmackDown. Or if you put it on SmackDown, have it go to a no finish and then throw it on here. Because they end up throwing a match on here anyway.
Yeah, basically, you can tell. Oh, here's something. Take this.
Pretty much.
Crazy.
And then the main show kicked off with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. Miz and Morrison versus the Forgotten Sons versus Lucha House Party. And the New Day, of course, the champs. I didn't think this was bad, but it just felt like another one of those SmackDown matches that they've been doing every single week. And I predicted New Day would retain, and they did. There was a couple high points, and I will say it was due to Miz and Morrison's action that the match did kind of pick up the pace. But not the greatest, not the worst either. So I gave it a B- to be nice. Steve, what'd you think, Mr. Steve?
I give it a D.
Ooh.
Just for the fact, if you watched, was that SmackDown? The SmackDown that just passed when Lucha House Party had a match?
Uh-huh.
And they was flying around like they was doing everything. And that was like my first time watching them because I don't like Lucha House Party, but I actually watched. I was like, oh, these dudes are dope. And then today they just like...
They just sold the whole match.
I don't know what to do. But I do like the Forgotten Sons.
I do like
and they
them.
almost, just because I like them, I almost gave them a C. But no, I stuck with my D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, man. I gave it a C-. I was close to the D range. There was some slop in this match a little bit. There was some...
Kofi was sloppy
for some odd reason.
Kofi was sloppy.
Miz and Morrison definitely saved this match. Lucha House Party, they kind of remind me of a poor man's Lucha Brothers. I've seen them go. They can go, but they're such a poor man's Lucha Brothers. It wasn't that big of a shock that the New Day won it. That was easily predictable. So C-, not the worst, not the best, just middle of the road.
Yeah, you were right. It was some sloppiness, but yeah, I guess it's just tough. You know, I don't know about y'all, but it seems like the matches at the I ain't got that Rona. It seems like the matches at the PC, it makes it feel like they're in a more confined space, and they might be, than it would be in, like, if they had an arena where they can make the area around the ring have more space.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just appears to be less space. So maybe that plays a role into certain spots where you normally would have a little more room, but now you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of stuff.
It's a good point. You could see the difference.
Yeah. You know what? Can I change my grade?
No, no man. You said I was sticking with my D.
I'm gonna go with Mike with the C- because I forgot how entertaining Miz and Morrison were.
Okay.
I forgot. And as long as since they've been together, they've been holding SmackDown down. Like the humor, the show next to New Day. I think they passed New Day with the humor though.
Well, that's just because New Day's kind of been doing the same shtick for 3-4 years.
Yeah,
that's pushing it. 3-4 years.
Well, the pancake thing is kind of. So, they kind of went from what they have, ice cream first. Bootios. It was Bootios.
Bootios.
And then they had the ice cream, and then they did the pancakes. But they haven't done anything different since pancakes. So
I wish they'd split them up. I wish they would just split them up. Somebody go heel.
They make too much money. They make them so much money.
I know. But it's different.
Yeah, but to me, Xavier is the. If I had to pick one, Xavier is like the show though.
No, Big
E.
Big E?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he can do it all.
It's Big E.
I'll give it to you. I can do it.
Once the New Day ends, Xavier ain't gonna have a job no more.
No. Kofi can go back to being himself, and Big E is gonna get a rocket put to his back. Like, dude can do it all. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So after that, they showed a promo. They showed this promo like 3-4 times tonight. for the Undertaker last ride.
Yes.
I was talking to Rob, who normally I do the show with, about how it's kind of funny they put this out while The Last Dance is being shown on ESPN.
Right. Oh boy!
At the same time,
it's everybody's
right.
Come on, it's just you know I love Taker, but come on, man.
He is kind of the. If you had to pick a Michael Jordan of wrestling, it kind of is him.
I could see making a Taker, but the last ride matches his move, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And then we got. Well, I thought we were gonna get R-Truth versus MVP, and then I thought we were gonna get a triple threat with Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth versus MVP, but we ended up getting a squash match of R-Truth versus Lashley. And I guess this is I don't know if y'all know or heard the rumors about the new stable coming to Raw with MVP supposed to be the mouthpiece and he's supposed to be recruiting like Apollo Crews and a couple other people. I guess Bobby Lashley might be one of them. So I don't know if he's pulling the strings and like that, and that's why it just sucks that he had to get all dressed up in his gear and then he didn't even wrestle. It's like, that's dumb.
He got paid.
He did get paid. Anyway, Lashley won with a spear. This was nothing. This was just the way to showcase Lashley. I do like the way they're building Lashley up before a match that's on a pay-per-view. That, like I said, you could have put Mandy and Sonya in this spot. This got a D. Mike, what'd you think?
Oh, this was an F. This was worthless. This should have been on the pre-show. There was no reason to have this on the pay-per-view unless we're seeing the building of some kind of a group. Then it would make sense to put it on here, but this was worthless, and I've always had this strong feeling. I think R-Truth is just absolute garbage. So this is an F. This was a waste of time, a waste of space, and filler.
Man, yeah, I feel the same way. I normally, I like I said, I like the idea of the triple threat, but the one-on-one, I was like, come on, and all that setup was so stupid. All right, Steve, what'd you think of that? Truth, Lashley, squash.
Why? That's my question. Why? Like, what's the relevance of the match? Why? Just was that like a play? Is that like a place filler? Because the match was. It was. I give it a D just because it was on there.
Yeah, you and I gave it a D. Mike gave it an F.
It's worthless, man.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, that's a valid grade. But
yeah, again, like you said, you could have took that off and put Mandy and Sonya in.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. So then we have. Hold on, I got too many damn windows up. All right, here we go. Okay, so then we had the Women's SmackDown Championship match. Tamina versus Bayley with Sasha Banks. I don't know what's going on with Sasha. I know she's trying to be lean. She's always kind of been small, but she looks smaller than she ever has, in my opinion. Especially in that tight red outfit just made her look even smaller. She need to eat something. Bayley thicker than her.
Bayley had curves.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed the match. There was like one or two miscues, but I could forgive that. I thought this was Tamina's best showing, and one of the first times we got to really see her in a one-on-one match where they gave her some time, and it was pretty decent, I think. But I knew going into this that she wasn't going to beat Bayley. I actually really was impressed with Bayley in this match. How she carried the match. And then Sasha on the outside was, running heel as well, kind of as the heater. And, I gave this a B-. I thought this was pretty well done for a SmackDown Women's Championship match for once. And I thought that Bayley is slowly kind of pulling me to the dark side, I guess. I know Mike's excited because he's a Bayley fan, so I'm letting him go first.
I gave this a B. This was, up until this point, there wasn't a whole lot to cheer for. So this was definitely an entertaining match. I actually cared about this match, and not just because I'm a Bayley fan. I was just excited in seeing the story play itself out. Definitely Sasha, I don't know what she's doing, but she looks smaller, skinnier. I don't know what she's doing, but I don't know if they're keeping her to the side thing. It was just kind of weird looking at her. At first, I didn't think it was her. She looked so different. But Bayley definitely carried this match out, dragged the match on. By drag, I mean she led it. I enjoyed it. Glad Bayley won. B. It was a B. It was enjoyable.
I definitely give it a solid B. Bayley, like heel Bayley, is the best thing they could have came up with. The writers, I accommodate the writers, and by it being a female SmackDown match, I haven't been excited about a SmackDown women's match since Charlotte. And after that, when she went to NXT, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be horrible. But Bayley been holding it down. And then, like you said, Tamina, finally a singles action. She's starting to show she got talent and she can hold her own. And it was a freaking great match. It was. I thought, just me, I thought they was gonna let her get it because she's been around for a while. But it's too soon. So I think they're gonna build it up, and she's gonna get another title shot, and she's gonna take it.
I think she'll be involved in the picture. I don't know if she'll win. I mean, she's not spring chicken by any means.
True.
I think a lot of fans know she is. They know who her father was. They give her the respect. But the only issue with her was they never expanded on her character. And I don't know if y'all follow her on Instagram, but she's been doing those. They showed it tonight. I'm glad they did, because she's been doing those videos with herself, with the green screen, with the psychologist playing, nice Tamina, mean Tamina. Those are great. And it's like, wow, they really haven't been using you, because you can expand on your character, but they just won't let her. WWE keeping people down.
This should make you a writer, E. Put your app in.
Please.
I wouldn't recommend it.
So I can stay up all night and then submit my program, and then Vince be like, nope, we ain't doing that.
That would drive you crazy, man, that life.
That's why Road Dogg left. That's why Road Dogg went to NXT. They're finna keep doing that.
You see what Billy Gunn at?
Yeah. Because it's not like they could easily work there. That's not the problem. The problem is they come up with ideas, and then Vince goes, nah, we ain't doing that. We're finna do this. It's like, well, why do you have me here? So, next, we get the Universal Championship match. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. And I don't know how y'all feel about red sweater Bray.
Red sweater, casual Bray.
It's really weird. Like,
yes, bring out the mask.
And it was one of those moments where I was like, I kind of wish my wife wasn't around while I was watching this. She's like,
oh, man.
She's looking at it, she's like, this is weird. It's like, it's about to get weirder. Because then she saw Braun with the black sheet mask coming up under the ring, and they're in the ring hugging, and Braun's all sweaty. This was just
ain't nothing like two sweaty men.
Two sweaty men.
Oh,
One wearing
edit that out.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good? I mean,
no, I was kidding, man. I'm kidding.
But that sweater, I don't know how he wears it, because that thing looks super itchy. I mean, you see the fuzz coming off of it and everything. Like, you ain't no small dude either.
He not.
Better him than me. So
he got bigger though, because he was more when he first came to Fiend and he came back. He was more cut. I was looking at his stomach. His stomach got big.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's still smaller than he was when he was originally Bray, but I don't know. I thought he would continue to slim down, but he hasn't. I thought this was okay. I didn't think this was going to be anything special. Strowman's kind of limited in what he can do offensively, and I think that's the bigger problem. Bray can have a great match with almost anyone. Usually Daniel Bryan is to me is his best dance partner so far. Him and Cena maybe outside of the Funhouse match. But so I gave it a C+ just because the right person won. They're continuing the story. So I guess next time we're gonna get the Fiend versus Strowman, and they'll probably end up dropping it then to the Fiend, and the Fiend will be champ again. I do like that. I did enjoy though the fact that Strowman was playing the mind games this time, and that's why I gave it a C+ with the black sheep mask, and he tricks him. He has to run a power slam. That was well done. So C+. Steve?
C. I would have gave it a B if the Fiend would have showed up, but it's Bray Wyatt, and it was a solid match. The two Sister Abigails, I was like, oh, Bray about to take this joint, and then he kicked back. I said, oh, he's not gonna win this joint. Solid match again, like you said. It was Bray is limited. And
Braun.
Braun. I'm sorry, is limited in his skill set, I guess you could say. But Bray is like the dude.
Yeah.
So I gave it a C. All around, it was a pretty decent match.
Okay. I gave it a C. It was a good middle of the road match. I agree that Braun is a little limited, but he's able to at least put a match together. And, it's not just a boring snore fest of a match. He's able to do enough with what he's got. So it can make it enough entertaining. Bray losing, that wasn't a shock. Everybody knew I was pretty confident he wasn't going to win this. But, Mr. Rob makes a comment about the Fiend that, he doesn't talk. Mm-hmm. Well, this is how you get the talking. You have to see Bray in that sweater. This is where the talking comes from. So I'm hoping this is something that they're going to start doing with Bray, that you start seeing sweater Bray in there, doing the talking, doing wrestling, and you kind of push the Fiend off a little bit, kind of save the Fiend up, kind of like they did with Finn Balor. You didn't always see the demon.
Right.
So hopefully that's something they'll do soon. But this match was a C. It was middle of the road, not the worst, not the best, just passable. You could have seen this on TV for free.
Yeah, hopefully they let him change his sweater.
Oh, that ain't happening. Well, he has one different color. Didn't he wear like a different color sweater once?
I think that's what I was saying. I think he had a different sweater. He just been stuck with the red for the last 2 months. Maybe the COVID won't let him change his clothes.
I'm trying to remember. I could have sworn it's always been red, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he switched it.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the Funhouse skits have been around so long now. I don't remember.
It's so entertaining to me, though.
Thank you. I love Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. I love all of it.
Oh, yeah. The Fiend is great. WWE Championship match. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I do think this... Well, it's hard for me to say that this was the best bell-to-bell match. But the issue here is I don't like the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. I don't care for it at all. I think it's dumb. It's just ironic he does look like... I'm not going to say he looks like Jesus. I'm going to say he looks like the painting that people put up of Jesus. He does... He reflects that. He doesn't reflect the Jesus in the Bible. That's all I'm saying. I just thought that I just didn't care enough, and not that Rollins isn't a reputable first feud for McIntyre. He is. It's just I've been so checked out on Seth Rollins. I think that's the real problem. And the fact they shook hands at the end, it was like, well, is this the end? Is not this feud not going to continue? Well, who do y'all have waiting in the wings? Kevin Owens? Is he going to come back? Is Edge going to come back? Is Randy Orton going to come back? I mean, and then what the hell do you do with Rollins after this? That's all these questions. I gave it a C. McIntyre won with the Claymore kick, retained his championship. I mean, nobody thought he was going to lose his first pay-per-view title defense.
Right.
So I just gave it a C. I thought Rollins was good. You know, it was just cookie cutter. There was nothing that stood out. It's kind of like what you talked about, Steve, before we came on here. Nothing really stood out. It was just like, oh, this is a good match, but it's just a basic good match. So I just gave it a C.
I actually gave this a B+. For me, this was the best match of the night. I thoroughly entertained this. Yes, I knew that Drew was going to win the match, but I was invested in seeing this battle of these two. They put on a really good show. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. This was hands down the best match of the night. And I grew to have more respect for Drew because of this match, because he did such a good job. And I got to be honest, I'm becoming a sucker for the Seth Rollins Monday Night Messiah thing. I thought at first it was the dumbest thing, but now I'm starting to really like it. The way he just kind of stands in the ring and he's holding his hands in a prayer type. I can see why people have a funny feeling about it, but I'm really loving. I'm really enjoying it. And you didn't want to say it, Eric, but he does kind of look like. He does look like him. No, and all the pictures you see, I'm thoroughly enjoying the whole Seth Rollins thing. It's at such a point that I'm considering getting a Seth Rollins shirt. I'm that enjoying the Seth Rollins Monday Night stuff. So I enjoyed the match. This was fun. It was entertaining. I gave it a B+. Best match of the night.
The Monday Night Messiah. He does look like if you did like the 2020 version of Jesus Christ Superstar, he definitely would play Jesus. It was a solid match. It was the best match tonight. I like Drew gave his own version of Suplex City. Like his belly suplexes released. Whoo, them joints is hectic. And then the back suplex when he was hung on the turnbuckle. Yes. And then you can't not like Seth Rollins. Like, he is the show. So
he can wrestle.
Yes. I'm definitely going with the B. Again, like Mike said, Eric didn't want to say he does look like he does.
It's really weird.
I wonder if Vince just sat back one day and was like, okay, well, you just got buried at Hell in a Cell because fans booed you out the building. And he just sat back and looked at Seth and said, hey, Seth, you kind of look like Jesus. Let's do that.
That's it.
Well, come on. Vince did come up with McMahonisms and the whole thing in the church. And I mean, having him face God with Shawn. This is Vince McMahon we're talking about here. Of course he's going to come up with something like this.
Yeah. It's bizarre, to say the least.
It's unique.
But not more bizarre.
Oh, God.
Than this shit show.
Oh, boy.
So it wasn't enough that they decided to move Money in the Bank to the rooftop of Tintan Towers, WWE headquarters. That wasn't enough. They had to combine both matches to go on at the same time. And they filmed it. I thought that they would just treat it like a straight up ladder match.
Mm.
No, this was pre-taped and shot like a movie in cinematic mode. There were sound effects. You had freaking, I don't know, Aleister Black just walking through a gym in that outfit. He just looks ridiculous. I do appreciate AJ Styles still rocking the OC shirt, even though Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows no longer work there.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. I thought Asuka was hilarious. How she was standing above on the second floor, dancing on the thing. I don't know. The climbing the corporate ladder, meaning going up through the building, was ridiculous. You got the bathroom scene with Bruce Pritchard coming out. Oh, God. And then you saw Doink the Clown.
Oh, that's what that was. I was like, what clown is that?
Not the Doink the Clown. The person that played Doink back in the day has since passed away. But that was the reference they were going for. And I'm like, okay, well, who else are they going to use? And with AJ, I thought we were going to actually get Taker coming out of that casket.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yes. I was like...
He probably would have pissed his pants.
I was like, oh, no. Please. Don't ruin Taker again.
Thank you.
So, then what was next? Oh, Rob called this. He was like, oh, the corporate ladder thing is going to be a bunch of food fights and all this stuff. I was like, I don't think it's going to be that.
And definitely.
Sure enough.
He called a food fight?
He called it.
Like you know wrestling when you could call it before it even happened.
And sure enough, Paul Heyman's sitting there, and then Otis, of all people, of course. Food fight! And they start a food fight, and Shayna Baszler got Rey Mysterio and the Cure through the clutch. And
don't forget the smash.
The smash. Who was it? Nia ran into
Nia and Otis.
Yeah, Nia and Otis. Oh my God, that's a lot of. That's just a lot. Yeah. Man, so I guess from there, there was a spot with Dana Brooke. I guess they were fighting in the boardroom, and there was a briefcase hanging down, had money in it. I'd take that briefcase over the other one because it's full of bread. And then you get the Stephanie segment where she's kind of just sitting there talking to Dana, like all these cut scenes. It's like I'm watching a video game intro. We finally get to the rooftop with Asuka, Nia, and Lacey Evans. Those are the only three women that get up there. Baron Corbin shows up, and as Asuka's climbing the top, Asuka knocks him off the top of the ladder, and she gets the women's briefcase. So she wins. And to the delight of pretty much everybody that's been on this podcast, Asuka won. I did not see Asuka winning at all. I predicted Lacey Evans to win. A lot of people thought Nia and Shayna Baszler were the favorites. I thought I said, yeah, I can see that, but it's just too obvious. Mm-hmm. So that's why I picked Lacey. But I'm not mad at Asuka winning at all. I think she deserves it. She should be champion. And then from there, who do we get? Oh, you saw Corbin throw Rey Mysterio. These other podcasts I listen to, they said somebody's getting thrown off the roof. You see Rey Mysterio get chucked off the roof. And then you see Aleister Black gets thrown off the roof. I'm like, well, they just buried him. And then the end segment, you get Corbin on one side of the ladder, Styles on the other side of the ladder, and they're climbing. They both get the briefcase. They pull it down together. And I'm thinking, okay, somebody's going to get knocked off and somebody's going to win. AJ's going to win. I thought AJ had it, and it slipped out of his hand, and it falls into standing by on the side, Otis.
Oh, yeah!
Just happened to be in the right place at the right time, catching the briefcase, and he's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Oh, boy.
I feel bad for his partner, Tucker, who just gotten shoved all the way to the side. He hasn't been on TV in months. Surprised they didn't release him yet. So, I have no idea what to grade this.
N.A. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
If I'm being real, the whole thing was just awful. I didn't enjoy it at all. I guess I just have to go with an F. I didn't. This is by far the worst thing, the worst Money in the Bank match ever. I thought it was trash.
I give it a D. You know why I give it a D? John Laurinaitis.
Oh, God.
Oh, forgot about him.
Long live Laurinaitis.
Oh, my
God.
God.
It was, what'd you say, Mike? The shit show?
Shit show.
It definitely was. At first, I was like, oh, cool. I love this corporate ladder type of, you got to climb the corporate ladder thing. And then it was cutscene. I thought it was like going to be live, but it was cutscenes and a janitor mopping the floor and people playing in the bathroom, the food fight, and Otis accidentally winning. First of all, who wants to see Otis in the title match? Exactly. So, I don't know. John Laurinaitis saved them from an F. So I'm going with a strong D.
Strong D.
That leaves you, Mike.
Oh, come on. This is obvious what I gave it. I mean,
B?
No, this is a friggin' F. What the hell? After the success, and I'm doing quotes with the fingers, success of the Boneyard match and whatever the heck the Fiend Cena was, the word was out that they were going to do more of these cinematic matches, which is why I wanted to watch this pay-per-view tonight, because I knew going in, this is going to be a damn shit show, and I just had to see it. But even though I knew it was going to be bad, I didn't expect that. John Laurinaitis, I'm shocked he didn't have his skateboard from back in the day when he was in WCW as a skateboarding dude. But Doink the Clown, was that necessary? It was just some office dude they probably hired to stay after, just trying to pop up and be Doink. You couldn't have gotten a real wrestler to just pop up if you're really going to do that. Asuka, I'm glad she won. That's the only positive. Well, there's two positives. That, and we got to see Stephanie McMahon. But other than Asuka winning, there just was nothing positive about this. Eric, I think you said seeing Aleister Black in the gym was ridiculous. No. Seeing Otis in the gym was ridiculous. It was weird seeing him in that gym. And AJ getting buried under the weight. What? I mean, you could see the space. He could have just slid right out. F. This is just getting embarrassing, ridiculous. If I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie. Not this. I was fully expecting Taker to pop up, and had he done it, I'd have turned off the pay-per-view. This was ridiculous and silly. Paul Heyman, I hope he got a good check for that. This was just silly, and it thank God Otis is somewhat funny, but thankfully Asuka won. The only prop. This was an F. This thing can go to hell. It's terrible. Terrible.
The Stephen A. of wrestling. I love it.
This Stephen A. of wrestling. Good grief.
He is our cynic, but a lot of times he does make a lot of the points. Oh man,
that's crazy.
This was bad. I mean, I forgot about the AJ thing. I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm like, okay, if anybody in life has ever worked out, knows You lay down flat. That bar is not directly on you. There's weights on the bar.
And who did he ask to help him?
Ray.
It's like, if anybody you could see getting stuck under one, it's Ray. I could see that. But, just dumb.
Yeah. This is... Yes.
Is this an adult show?
Yes, it is.
I want to give the boob job that Carmella got an A+.
Oh, my God.
Seriously, like, you text me that, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then the very next shot, they showed it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's new.
And moonwalking, I'm like, what the? And then before the next person came out, she pulled her hair back and looked down. I was like, oh.
A lot of people have gotten some additions of the last few months.
Yeah.
A lot of people. They didn't really need to, but they decided to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
If you're on camera, you gotta, show as much of the assets as you can. Because there still is WWE still is a PG. I guess they're hanging on to that PG rating. But yeah, this show, I don't know. It makes you wonder what they're gonna do for Backlash, because I don't know what you could possibly do if you're gonna do like regular matches at the PC and then your main event's gonna be taped. I don't know what you do at Backlash. And then I don't know if are they I don't know, for takeovers. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're even gonna do any takeovers. But they are campaigning to get people back in the buildings, to get audiences again. To try to figure out how they're gonna do the spacing, because I know the NFL is working on it too. They're thinking that they can keep people far enough apart that they can have people in the stands. The only problem with that is, one, when you have people leaving the building, then when you have people coming in the building, when you have people going to the bathroom, concession, can't control that. So I don't know how you can control people where they sit, but you really can't control getting in and out, and then going to the bathroom and then concession stand, unless you only open certain stands and you do like they do in the grocery store, and you put those stickers down, so it's 6 feet apart, and then everybody still gonna have to wear a mask and all that stuff. But even if they open it up and they say people can go, I know some people will go, because some people just got to have their sports. I got kids and my wife's a nurse. Ain't happening.
Yeah, man.
Ain't happening.
People are loving that match online, by the way.
What?
Online right now, what people are saying. And people are calling it great, awesome, amazing.
What match?
The Money in the Bank. I'm looking online right now. People are loving it.
They must be first generation wrestlers, watchers.
This is gonna continue. They're gonna keep doing this.
That's crazy.
This was not good. I mean, okay, even after the food fight, when Nia powerbombed Carmella through the table, good spot. Yes. But then they had to show Carmella laying there looking dead, and they zoom in with this background music. I mean, that kills it. I mean, like Mike said, I don't want to watch a movie. I want to see a wrestling match. They could have just shot this floor by floor, and you could have just had a brawl going, and you could have just had multiple cameras, and you could have just sat down in the editing room, which you did anyway, and put it together. I don't know.
I'm not sure we're going to have actors pop up, too. That'll probably happen, too.
Well, we already had them.
No, I mean, away from wrestling, like, all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of some random actor. Sylvester Stallone walks down the hall, all of a sudden he shows up. I'm sure it's gonna progress to this.
What y'all think of the Vince when they were in Vince's office, and they knocked his chairs over, and they just put the chairs back.
I think we all knew Vince was going to show up. And did he have a C-3PO thing on his desk? In the corner, it looked like he had the C-3PO statue.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's probably got a lot of stuff. Man, this was tough. Rob is lucky. He had to sit through this one.
He said he was gonna watch it, so he's lucky now, but he won't be lucky when he watches it.
More power to him. So
hopefully he has some beer.
Well, looks like we lost our third special guest again. I'll have to get him back on here. But thank you, Mr. Mike, for enduring this, as you put it, shit show tonight.
Sometimes you have to watch a car wreck.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this was. So I'm sure we'll have Steve on here again. He was a great guest, and make sure you follow us on on Instagram at Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, Twitter, same Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. Email us thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy your week. Feel free to send us feedback. What did you all think of this taped Money in the Bank ladder match? Co-ed Money in the Bank ladder match from Tintan Towers, and people getting thrown off the top of the building. How they gonna explain that? I'm curious. In any event, everybody stay safe, stay home, wear a mask if you go out. Don't go out unless you have to. Take care.